Honai Zimbabwe Ava Kuda Kupihwa power na Mnangagwa. The shocking succession plot, right, is Kuda Kupihwa the secret heir to the state house, right? While Zimbabwe remains locked in a fierce public civil war between the Mnangagwa faction and General Chiwenga, Constantino Chiwenga, a terrifying new whisper is leaking from the deepest corridors of the state enterprise. Looking past the smoke and mirrors, the sudden midnight flights, the secret gold movements to Eastern Europe, and the desperate attempts to rewrite the constitution may not be about a third term at all, Zimbabwe. The ultimate political speculation rocketing through Harare points to a different reality. Emerson Mnangagwa may be preparing to bypass the generals entirely and hand the presidents of Zimbabwe directly to the billionaire tycoon Kuda Kupihwa. Right. Let's talk about the oligarch in the shadows. Why Kupihwa? To understand this shocking speculation, it is necessary to look at who actually holds the keys to the kingdom. Right. For years, Kuda Kupihwa, popularly known as, one of the Queen Bee, has not just been a businessman. He has operated as the primary financial powerhouse behind the entire ZANU-PF system. From funding Command Agriculture to controlling the multi-billion-dollar Feruka fuel pipeline, Kupihwa has functioned as the ultimate presidential insider. Right. Modern power is built on money, global networks, and controlling strategic minerals. Insiders reveal that Kupihwa and another close billionaire ally, Paul Tungwarara, have been quietly positioning themselves for absolute backing in the succession race. By placing a multi-billionaire oligarch at the helm, the Mnangagwa dynasty would ensure that their vast wealth, private assets, and immunity remain permanently protected after stepping down. This represents a complete corporate merger of State House. Right. Constitutional Amendment number 3, the perfect trap to bypass the popular vote. The true malice behind Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3, Zimbabwe, goes beyond extending a term. The hidden clauses to seek to completely abolish the direct popular election of the president by the citizens of Zimbabwe. Instead, the bill aims to replace it with an electoral college system where the president is chosen entirely by the ZANU-PF caucus inside parliament. A corporate oligarch like Kuda Kupihwa could never win a popular democratic vote on the streets of Harare or Bulawayo. The electorate would reject him instantly. However, inside the closed-room parliamentary caucus controlled entirely by ZANU-PF patronage and massive financial influence, buying a presidential nomination becomes entirely possible. Vakatozviedza tichivaona. So, muri kunzwa here kuti system iri kupinzigwa chii. Furthermore, the bill's push to abolish the role of first vice president is a direct, calculated move aimed at stripping General Chiwenga of his constitutional right to automatically take over. It is a legalized trap designed to block the military hierarchy and hand the throne directly to the cartel. The secret billionaire backroom restructuring. Right. Developments in the business world over the last few months perfectly match this exact political playbook. Kupihwa has been aggressively restructuring his massive business empire. Because he remains under heavy US and Western sanctions, his public profile is a liability if he wants to step into absolute public power. His flagship fuel company, Sakunda Holdings, was abruptly closed down. At the same time, his massive mining interests, including the country's largest gold mines, were suddenly hived off into a new entity called Kubimba Mining House, which claims to be 65% government-owned, yet Kubimba is headed by Kupihwa's top personnel executives. He is systematically cleaning up his public profile, moving billions into offshore accounts in Mauritius and Dubai, and shifting his fuel operations into new proxy companies like Suzako. Izvo kubudisa mari munyika muchishafa kumabhenge kune dzimwe nyika ndo zvacho zvakashata. He is systematically scrubbing his business empire to prepare for a transition from the shadow king of finance to the official leader of the state. The imperial clash, the military versus the cartel, right? This corporate succession plot is highly explosive and sets the stage for a catastrophic clash inside Zimbabwe. The military command and the war veterans who shed blood for the country will not sit back and watch the revolution be sold to a civilian corporate cartel. General Constantino Chiwenga has stood firm for 2 years against the manipulation of founding rules, precisely because he represents the defense of constitutional order and the military hierarchy. If an attempt is made to bypass the generals, to hand the presidents to a sanctioned businessman, it will tear ZANU-PF into absolute shreds. The system is already in massive disarray. Intelligence networks are recording every move, and patriotic structures are completely fed up with national wealth being shipped away while citizens suffer. This is a dangerous gamble that could trigger a total collapse of the establishment. But above all, Zimbabwe is not for sale. Zimbabwe is not a private company, and the presidency is not a commodity to be traded between billionaires in the middle of the night. Citizens must stay vigilant and keep exposing these hidden cartels. The Constitutional Court showdown on 2nd of June remains a collective line in the sand to reject Cap 3 and prevent the future of the nation from being stolen by shadow cartels. Tiripo pano pamuzinda wevanhu murezimbabwe. Stay tuned. Stay connected. Thank you for watching.